Disclaimer: the following comments and opinions do not necessarily reflect that of our guest and anyone affiliated with our guest. Thank you, URN. So, I'm Reed, aka Papa Biscuit.
I really wanted to join while you were saying that and just scream as loud as fuck.
I'm sure you would have.
I am the resident I-85 champion, also known as Swamp Donkey, also known as Shit Talker Skywalker.
And I am French toasted.
So, we got another guest with us today. 2022 Nashville Super Truck Champion, and now he's running some ARCA Menard Series races along with that. Got Tanner Arms. So, thanks for coming on the show.
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me.
So, kind of introduce yourself to the audience and tell us a bit about your racing background.
Well, my name's Tanner Arms. I got started racing when I was about 9 years old, and I kind of was born into a racing family. I've got 4 brothers that all race, and my dad raced. So I'm the 4th oldest, and I've got a younger brother. So we've all kind of raced. And I just started when I was 9 and trying some dirt go-karts out, saved up some money, bought a little go-kart to go try some racing, and realized that was a lot more fun than playing baseball and stuff like that. So kind of stuck with it since then, moved up through the ranks, did some go-kart stuff for a while, transferred to asphalt when I was 14, running a mini modified at Holland Speedway in Nashville. And then kind of transferred up to the super trucks, which I actually still run. I run those for about 2 or 3 years at Nashville. Then transferred up to a late model. I just realized that really wasn't my thing. It's very expensive. So I dropped back to the trucks and been running that ever since. And then just here recently, the past year, Man Motorsports kind of got started with them and doing the ARCA stuff. So now we're doing some truck and ARCA stuff at the same time, and it's been pretty cool.
John?
What are some of your plans for 2023?
Well, as of right now, we're going to run the ARCA car which we just finished up at Five Flags this past weekend. We're going to run Nashville, Lucas Oil, Toledo, Berlin, Milwaukee, and I think we might be doing Bristol too. I'm not sure. It's kind of up in the air right now. But we ran Bristol last year. It was pretty wild. So we're going to do that, and then we've got 4 truck races again at Nashville throughout the year. So we're just kind of do both. Going to do both of those and have a good time. And I think we're growing as a team in the ARCA series. We're a pretty new team, so we're making some strides and doing our homework and getting some stuff figured out. So we're expecting some pretty good runs this year and represent our sponsors well.
You want to get this next one, JP?
Yes, super trucks are kind of their own thing. Do you or anyone you know think that the local truck divisions help preparing for the NASCAR Truck Series, or are they just a whole different animal?
I would say in terms of weight, they're pretty similar. I guess weight to horsepower is pretty similar. So, the trucks weigh 3,050 pounds, make about probably 450 to 500 horses, and they're on a similar tire like NASCAR trucks run. So in that aspect, they're pretty close. You got, the trucks. I think the NASCAR trucks, I think they weigh like 3,300, 3,400 pounds, probably 650 horsepower. So once you do the math on that, it's pretty similar. As far as racing wise, and they're both perimeter, trucks. So in that aspect, I'd say they're pretty close. I've had a lot of people ask me, how the truck kind of compares to the ARCA car, and I'd say it's really similar. Just overall, it's just a car and 4 tires. So as long as you can make that stick throughout a 100 or 200 lap race, it's all pretty the same. To be honest with you, it is different this year now that ARCA has went to bump stops, which is something that we don't run on the ARCA car. And I know I'm not positive if trucks run bump stops either. So that's kind of opened up a new ball game for really our crew and all of us just to kind of learn. So I would say in the realm of things, they're all pretty similar.
So who are some of your favorite guys to race against or just hang out with at the track?
Well, actually at Nashville, I raced with my father-in-law. So he's pretty cool. I like hanging out with him, which I mean, we share a shop and all that stuff. And we've beaten banged out on the racetrack. We've actually wrecked each other a time or two. So that's been an interesting story. That's happened twice. First time, not really any fault of his own. He had an exhaust issue and was getting some exhaust fumes in the cockpit. And then the second time was just an accident. So as far as that, I mean, everybody else that I really race with, I'm not very, super close to. They're not up around here. Frank Bauer, I race with him. He's out of our shop too. But other than that, and I actually raced with my brother-in-law too. So we've kind of got like 4 trucks that all run in the same series at Nashville are all out of our same shop over here. So we actually, it's pretty cool. We get to, beat and bang and then talk about it on Monday or Tuesday when we're unloading stuff. So in that aspect, it's pretty cool. But as far as some of the other races, I don't have any like close buddies that I get to race trucks with. Most of those guys are running pro cars. And, that's where I would like to be in a pro car. It's just so expensive. It's hard for me to justify, what some teams have to spend to be competitive. And it's just, that's why the truck, I really like the trucks. It's a good fit for me and our budget. And they're a lot of fun. So,
John, you there?
If you could race in any era of NASCAR, in any car, what would it be and why? And what track?
I'd like to go back to Bristol, probably about the time that probably the 90s. Race with like Sterling Marlin and race with Dale Earnhardt Sr., obviously, and Ryan Newman and those guys. Like, if I could get in there and beat and bang with them at Bristol, I've watched some pretty cool videos of stuff like that. So I think if I could do that, that would
difficulties up.
That would be pretty cool.
So I don't have anything else to really ask. John usually he'll come up with some stuff to talk about after our like scripted segment. So you got anything? He just texted the group chat saying technical difficulties.
Look, okay.
You good now?
My screen is black. No, my screen is black.
That's
Mine's
not
fine.
good.
I have a question for you.
Probably can't see your screen because them shaded sunglasses.
What was
I don't know.
your
This
question,
thing
JP? Is there anybody that you
my
compare
H shape.
yourself to in a different series that you think that you run similarly as?
That I run similarly as, I would say, sometimes I like to try and compare myself to some of the Nashville guys, some of the pro guys like Dylan Fecchio, Hunter Wright, Jackson Boone, those guys, some of my buddies. I like to try to compare myself to them sometimes, but just being in the truck and the difference in the competition level and stuff like that. But I think for the most part, all those guys and myself run pretty similarly. I would compare myself probably most closely to Hunter Wright, just because I know he he's in with Day Racing Products, and he has to go and work on the cars all the time and just kind of keep them up for days. And I'm really good friends with Hunter and Day Racing Products and stuff like that. So I would say, as far as on track and off track, I would probably say I'm probably most similar to Hunter Wright.
So we were kind of talking before the show about different races you've been to here recently, just not racing. So how often would you say you go to the track just as a fan?
Really as much as I can. Which Nashville, is just 30 minutes from me. So I'm going to be there this weekend, not racing. Just I got to pick up my championship guitar from last year. They'll do that kind of during the opening ceremonies. So I'll get that, and I like going to the track. Even if it's not close. Like me and my wife, we went to Speed Fest earlier this year. That was a track that I'd never been to. That we just decided, hey, let's go take one or 2 day weekend trip and go check out a racetrack that we haven't been to before. So I like going as a fan. I like going and helping. Like I said earlier in March, I was at Montgomery. I think it was March 8th. I was there for my brother was running a modified down there for the Modifieds of Mayhem tour. And then the week after that, my father-in-law was racing in Pensacola, running an outlaw car, so I decided to go help him. And then had an off weekend, and then back to Pensacola. Little did I know to run the ARCA race again, which was kind of a late scheduled race that we kind of added in that we thought would really help us better prepare for the Nashville race with the ARCA car on May 13th. So yeah, I try and hit the racetrack, as much as I can, just as a fan. And anytime you go to a different racetrack or even a local racetrack, you can learn something new. So I'm a fan of learning and being there watching my buddies race. So
Who is your father-in-law? You said he ran the outlaw race.
John Burns.
Okay. Yeah, I've helped out a guy, JC Kleckler. He runs the Outlaws. So I really like watching them whenever they're at a race.
Yeah, they are pretty cool. They're just now introducing them here at Nashville, so they're going to have 2 outlaw races this year. And there were some talks that the Outlaws might kind of replace the Truck Series, but I think both of them, they're trying to work together and make both of them, an addition to the race schedule for the 5/8 when the late models are racing and stuff. So they're kind of swapping weekends and stuff like that. So I would like to have one. Just if some funding comes available or something like that, maybe we'll see. But they're basically a late model with a cheaper tire and a little bit cheaper rules. So I think it's definitely something that we could compete in.
Well, unless you got something, JP, I don't.
Dude, I'm all out.
Well, thanks for coming on. I really
Yeah, man,
appreciate you coming on our little
thank you.
podcast and helping us out.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys having me. If you ever need somebody to join in on, a weekend that y'all don't have anybody or anything yet, just let me know.
I'm sure we'll see you at the track sometime soon.
All right, guys. I appreciate it.
Sir,
Sounds
thank
good.
See ya.
So, yes. We lost John. So, I guess we'll go into racing. But before I do that, since I didn't do it at the start of the show, need to give a shout out to our friends over at Midwest Sim Racing. Running Forza League. They do Wreckfest. You can find them on Facebook, Midwest Sim Racing, Matt, CJ, all the guys over there, really good friends of ours. And this weekend, actually, April 1st, we have the April Fool's 400K presented by URN, as a matter of fact. And me and JP here and Steve, too, are all going to be running in it. So I don't know if we're going to end up streaming it. Probably not. But still, just be on the lookout for anything related to that race. We might start posting. So shout out to Midwest. So JP, I guess you want to recap Talladega? Go into the racing section?
Yes, let's talk about Talladega Short Track right behind me. We had the World of Outlaws come to town for the first time in, I think it was 12 years. They said 2011.
Yeah, 2011 was the last time they came.
They put on a great show. First race with a new configuration with the wall behind me. You can't see it with my chair, but yeah, first race with a wall in turns 1 and 2. I think it actually improved the racing a little bit, kind of opened up the track. I like it.
Yeah, I'm showing this now because Steve made the graphic. I wanted to show it, a little race day recap from Talladega, which we've already started it, but still wanted to show that. But yeah, and the last time they came before 2011 was like 2004, right?
I was at that one.
So at this rate, they'll be back, 2035?
It'll be an iRacing by then.
Maybe, we can hope. But yeah, it was a good race. Got to meet Rico Abreu. I'm not sure how you actually pronounce his last name. Got to meet him, get pictures. Maybe he'll come on the show soon. Can't confirm anything, of course. But yeah, Buddy Kofoid won. Brad Sweet was second. I don't remember who was third. All I remember was that was the top 2, and Rico was like 7. It's Casey Kane Friday. So
That also was a thing that happened.
Yeah, URN won Casey Kane Friday for any of our NSP viewers. So I got a flag made. back in January, and I said in NSP, look, I'm getting this signed in Casey Kane comes to Talladega with the World of Outlaw Sprint Cars. And what did I do? I got it signed by Casey Kane. Well, really, Steve and JP got it signed because they were the ones holding it. I was just filming the whole thing. But I got the flag at home. So it was a whole URN effort to get that thing signed.
It was definitely an overwhelming task to get it done. We
Yeah.
made sure that it was going to happen. And as John says, it was on a Friday.
Yes. Yeah, totally overwhelming task, and not like we just stood outside his pit for 2 minutes holding it up and he just walked over.
Yeah, none of that happened.
It was a long, grueling effort.
We had a helicopter involved, the whole 9 yards.
But yeah, it was a fun time there. And then kind of off topic from our racing section. I don't have any pictures to show from it, but the boys, me, Steve, and JP. So Friday was Talladega Short Track, and then Saturday and Sunday we drove out to Auburn, Alabama, on the other side of the state to go to the Libertarian Party of Alabama State Convention and set up a table for the NASCAR caucus. Had a Miller Lite hood and some Formula 4 tires, Steve said, that were ran at COTA on display. Got to meet some pretty cool guys. Lars Mapstead, he's running for president. He's a big car guy, so vote for him if he ends up being the Libertarian nomination because he's cool, and he shouted us out on his Facebook page. So, and then besides that, pretty much the only things that happened there was me and JP got elected to the EC, so now we actually have to do work when it comes to politics. So
I know.
Yeah, it sucks. No, but it is actually kind of fun to look forward to. At least I think, anyways, because we got some stuff planned for Talladega in April. Maybe, but we're still working out the details on it. I don't know if URN might be involved with it somehow, but doing something there. I don't know if John's calling us liberals or if he's commenting on the stream. Either way, he says he's going to be back on in a few minutes, so we'll see.
He's the boomer that can't work technology.
Yeah, John's the boomer. I'm sure he's about to get mad in the comments. But besides our little weekend recap in the world of racing, so they raced at COTA, and I got the graphic somewhere. Here we go. Tyler Reddick won at COTA after a bunch of late race restarts. It was chaotic as hell. Kind of loved it, kind of hated it.
I feel so bad for the road course guys that were running up front, top 10 all day, and then just did not have the aggressiveness in them to maintain it at the end.
That's why I said I like Tyler Reddick. I'm glad he won. I'm glad somebody I liked won the race, but I hated it just because of, I hated it for Jordan Taylor and Jensen Button and Kimmy, who was he was in the top 10 before all the overtime.
Yeah, he on the second restart he was in third or fourth. Yeah.
He got pretty high up there and then
straight to 17th after that he got turned.
I don't think we got anything else as far as that. I mean, Zane Smith won the Truck Series race. He set his car on fire during his burnout, which was
maybe mud flaps aren't a good idea whenever it's dry and 110.
Yeah. So he won the truck race. Who won Xfinity?
AJ Allmendinger, obviously.
Yeah, Allmendinger. Because at that point we were busy at the convention. We were in a side room stuck for 3 hours, being deprived of our food and water. So we were kind of out of touch with the outside world. Who won picks? We got that pulled up in the group chat. I think John did. I think John did because he picked, which I didn't know that. I thought the way our new pick system was going to work was that if you picked the guy who ended up winning, you won that week. But according to John, since he picked the highest finisher, he won. but we also made picks for Truck and Xfinity, and he was just talking about Cup when he said he won. So I'm not sure how Truck and Xfinity play into it, or if he just so happened to win in all 3 series, and that's just what he said. But yeah, apparently he picked McDukey, and McDukey finished he didn't finish all that great. I want to say he was like 14th.
Let's check the standings.
John says he won Xfinity too, but we can't confirm that with like a graphic, and I don't remember who all we picked, if I'm being honest. But looking at the results,
19th.
McDukey was 19th.
Oh, that's standings. Oh man, I'm bad at this.
Here, yeah, we're boomers trying to figure out. Okay, so final results from COTA. Michael
12th.
McDowell was 12th. So apparently John can win when his guy finishes outside the top 10, because I guess that's how this works. He says he picked AJ to win Xfinity, and AJ did. So I guess he also won Xfinity. And we have no clue who won Trucks, because I don't know what metric we're going by. And when does the URN ever have something solid for a long amount of time?
All I know is your pick didn't qualify.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, actually, Hocevar did qualify.
I thought you picked Byron.
We talking Xfinity? Xfinity, I picked
No,
Hocevar.
Truck. No, in Trucks.
Trucks, I picked Hocevar.
Oh.
I picked Hocevar for Truck and Xfinity, just because why not? And then he ended up having mechanical issues in both races.
Who picked Bowman then?
I don't remember. We need to have Steve. If you're watching this, you need to make graphics from now on about our picks, so that way we can actually remember this stuff. Be sure to say something in the group chat about that later. So, John says he picked Bowman for the Trucks.
Ha, John. What a great pick. Guess you didn't win Trucks either.
So I guess outside of the COTA recap stuff, we got Trucks at Texas, and then Cup and Xfinity at Richmond, right? Yeah.
Yes,
Richmond.
and IndyCar at Texas as well coming up.
Yep, that's right. So I guess we can start with our truck picks for Texas. I don't know who a good pick would be. I mean, Zane Smith's just about winning every single truck race he can. And I think the rule is that we can't pick the same guy. Like once we pick him, he's done. I don't know. John says he's logging in. He's telling us to stall. So
All I know is I'm going with Rain. Rain's going to win the weekend by making me not have to watch another race at Texas.
I hope so. For the love of God, please. John is saying he's coming, and he says he's getting back on the stream, and he's telling us to stall. And maybe he can shed some light on how the hell this pick situation works, because these were his rules that he said he wanted to go by.
All right, my pick is Chase Purdy for the truck race at Texas.
You know what? Hell yeah. Bama Buggies. Bama man. Good pick. Is there an entry list? Yes,
There
there
is
is.
on the NASCAR app.
I'm going to just keep making weird picks until one day it all works out. So you know what? Give me Caden Honeycutt, because why not? Just why not? I don't know what we're going by, so just give me Caden Honeycutt. John is apparently still loading in. I don't know. I say we just move on to Xfinity. In which case, I'm going to pick. Actually, let me check if he's actually running this weekend. Not a former guest of URN, but a former, I guess, interviewee is the right term, since he did an interview for the website. I think Chris Hacker is going to try to make his first start.
He is in the 38 car.
Yes. Love Chris Hacker. Don't think he's in winning equipment, but just because why not? I'm not making serious picks. I'm going to go with him.
Well, in that case, I am going to take previous guest Mason Maggio.
Oh, true.
We had a discussion when we had him on if he was going to qualify at Vegas, and I'd like to announce the fact he did qualify. I don't
Yep.
know if that was ever mentioned on the podcast, but our boy made it. Not sure if it's finished, but made the race.
Yeah, I guess so. Our trucks, I hope John's writing this down as he watches. So far, our picks for trucks are you took Chase Purdy, and I took Caden Honeycutt. So I guess if it's just us two for trucks, then whoever the highest finisher is, we win. So it's possible for us to win with either Chase Purdy or Caden Honeycutt, and that's how this game works.
You know what? I think we should honestly give John for the truck race. I think we should just give him Haley Deegan.
Yeah, he's gonna pick her every time every chance he gets. So even though his rules are apparently you can't pick up somebody but only once, he's gonna want to pick Haley Deegan every single week because he's a simp. He says my truck pick is not Deegan yet. Uh-huh. So I guess he says he's coming, but he's still, talking crap in our comments. Let's move on. So for Xfinity, I took Chris Hacker and you took Mason Maggio.
Yes.
Okay. So now for Cup at Richmond. Give me. It's going to be a Toyota. John says he's picking Ben Rhodes for trucks. Who are you picking for Xfinity then? He's about to give us his Xfinity pick in the comments. For Cup, I think it's going to be a Toyota. I'm going to go out on a limb and just Denny feels right. It feels right to go with Denny at Richmond.
Denny's going to be a winner at Richmond, but as a car owner, give me Tyler Reddick for the back-to-back. He's in the zone right now. Road course racing, short track racing. You need to be in the zone for that, and I think this is him.
John says Justin for Xfinity. I'm assuming he means Allgaier. Justin Haley making an appearance in Xfinity this week. Justin
Trudeau driving the...
So we got Justin Allgaier. I'm looking through the entry list. I don't see another Justin, so that must be who he was talking about. I guess so. Also, speaking of Xfinity, our man, the ungovernable legend himself, Josh Williams, is making his triumphant return. So, and he's apparently sponsored by some new parking company.
Yes, it's a parking structure firm.
Which is absolutely beautiful, and I love it.
I love the Bob Pockrass tweets of, are you selling parking passes?
Yeah. So Josh Williams had a ticket promo for Richmond this week, and Bob Pockrass replied to the tweet and actually ratioed him and said, does it come with a parking pass? By the time I saw it, Pockrass had ratioed this man by like 20 likes, and I liked it, so I helped contribute to the ratio. But yeah, Josh Williams out here getting ratioed on Twitter by Bob Pockrass. Beautiful.
Bob is truly the most ungovernable man in the garage.
And John says he's here, but I don't see him. So who even knows what's going on with John's computer tonight? So for Cup, we picked I'm taking who am I taking? I done forgot. Denny, and JP is taking Tyler Reddick. Here's John, but it says device is not connected. Oh, wait. It's just there he is. Who's your Cup pick?
All right. Picks work like this.
Okay, give us the rundown.
I can't pick Bowman. Say he was to run more truck races. I can't pick him the rest of the regular season. Since I picked Maduki, I can't pick him the rest of the regular season.
Okay.
Picks reset at the playoffs. Simple as that. And you can't pick the same pick as somebody else.
Okay.
So you
Man,
don't.
I won't get Jordan Taylor.
So far,
back
have
till
we
the
broken
playoffs.
any rules with our
No.
picks?
So far,
Okay.
you did. You took Denny from me.
Well, too bad. So who is your cup pick?
Kevin Harvick back to back.
Okay. But yeah, if we can get Steve, like after the group chat, let's all text our picks. Let's get Steve to make graphics for these and like keep tally of who's won every week, so we can actually keep
And
track.
keep track of our
And
picks.
also, now
so
that
we
we've
don't-
made our picks, one last thing to say. Actually, no, I'm not going to say that. Got some news. So Hendrick Motorsports appealed their penalty from last week, and I guess they kind of won. They got their points given back to them, but
they got the most important thing back.
Yeah,
which is
but NASCAR is still in agreement that they broke the rules, which I think is stupid. But
Well, they
whatever.
never used those parts, so they never.
But yeah,
really
but also they never used the part. It was taken from them before they went on track that weekend.
somebody snitched on their ass. What
So
happened?
they had the intent to cheat, but they never actually cheated. So say what you will about that.
My thing is,
immoral.
RFK got in trouble last year. Y'all came out afterward and said what they did was actually beneficial to the car, so the rims would stop falling off. Why didn't you give their shit back?
True.
When you
Nobody
found
likes
out it was
RFK. It's got a
beneficial.
big blue oval on the
Because
front.
then you took everybody else's stuff, all the other teams, and made them do the same thing.
But besides that, one last thing I got to say for the racing section is the update on my weekly cheeseburger ranking. I don't have the Bubba Pollard reaction image ready to go. Wait, I also told Steve I wanted a graphic for it, and
Great.
nothing ever happened. So, but anyways, my rating for the Talladega Short Track cheeseburger is a solid 7.5 out of 10. Because I think I gave
Is everything 7.5?
I gave South Alabama a 7.
Oh.
This was a little bit better than that, but still not great. So 7.5. So far, still outmatched. Five Flag Speedway with a 9.5 out of 10.
I might go to Lawrence Speedway whenever they have the sprint cars here.
Should go to Greenville Pickens.
Oh yeah.
Hey, apparently
you
they're
wanna
building
come?
another one across the street. So
You want to come?
No.
I mean, we
The
can
only
get
thing
in.
in South Carolina is Brett Griffin and you, so I'm gonna stay out on that one.
yeah, those
Listen,
are the only two living beings in South Carolina.
he lives in North Carolina. Anyways, we can get into Greenville Pickens for free.
Yeah, now we can.
It's closed.
But yeah, so the updated rankings in the URN Papa Biscuit proven cheeseburger list. Number 1, still Five Flags at a 9.5 out of 10. Number 2 is Talladega Short Track at a 7.5 out of 10. And rounding out the list is South Alabama Speedway at a 7 out of 10. Which I will say I've had yet to have an objectively bad cheeseburger. They've all been solid. Just nothing is up to par with Five Flags so far. So
Oh, and by the way, for the picks, it's not
Yes.
who wins; it's who finishes the highest. So if you do win,
Gotcha.
if the driver does win, you win.
So
And when we have everyone, whoever finishes last has to pick first.
we usually save hockey
Right.
for last. That seems to be the trend on this show.
Last
So
week was football. We'll save football for last. We have a couple things.
okay, well, I only got one graphic for baseball and a bunch for hockey. So
Baseball starts
let's make
tomorrow.
it easy and do baseball and share this graphic. So this is part of the 108 Stitches segment for those of you that are listening to this, which none of you are because
No one listens.
who listens? But anyways,
Wants to listen to this.
one day away
Opening.
from opening day. Let's go.
All I know
A-Town.
is the Anaheim Angels. They're spring training World Series champions. They did really good in the World Baseball Classic.
Just to
I'm
lose
going to be
95
really
games
excited when they miss the playoffs this year.
and lose 95 games.
Exactly. Like,
Yep.
you have to do something with that program.
Gosh.
You got
How-
to change your name after that.
How about the best team in baseball getting new jerseys?
The Montgomery Biscuits.
No, the best team in baseball, not whatever y'all are.
The Savannah Bananas.
Okay, the second best team.
The Richmond Flying Squirrels.
No,
The
Actual
Sugarland
best.
Space Cowboys.
MLB baseball.
Okay, thank you for clarifying.
That's baseball.
The Los Angeles Dodgers.
But yeah,
They
the
suck.
Braves' new uniforms do slap.
Steve, you suck. You don't know what you're talking about.
Steve's opinion on the jerseys is not to be counted. He
terrible.
says they suck, but the Braves jerseys are
But
beautiful.
he's a Yankees fan, so his opinion sucks.
Exactly. If you root for a New York team of any kind, your opinion automatically doesn't matter.
Yeah,
I
'cause they
like
both
the
suck.
Waffle House jerseys that
I like
Steve
them
had.
too.
Yeah.
But the A and it's every Saturday game. Oh, we might.
I
Have
thought
to
it was
do a
every
second.
Friday.
No, it's every Friday's red jerseys.
Okay.
Thought that was Sunday.
Saturday, every Saturday. They'll be in the A City Connect jerseys. Let's go. I might go buy a hat.
Yes, that's the only graphic we have for baseball. Is there anything else with baseball y'all need to talk about?
Yeah, Braves are going to win tomorrow.
I'm about to buy
Yeah.
that jersey.
How about Sirocco coming back?
Hell
First
yeah.
time in 3 years.
Something along the lines of baseball, even though it's not MLB. So the Montgomery Biscuits home opener is next Tuesday. Going to be there for it. I don't know if I'm going to get any content for URN, but I might write an article. Who knows? But going to be there
Damn.
for it.
When
And
did the
then
drive start? I'm not going to go. They suck. I don't care about Boston teams, Boston affiliated teams.
see, I think they're playing the Cubs, or not the Cubs affiliate, the Smokies, that week.
Let's go Smokies.
I thought you hated the Cubs because of Dansby. Or you just hate Dansby because of the Cubs.
I just hated him then. I'm over it now.
Good.
Like with Freddie. I got my feelings out of it.
I still hate Freddie. Screw him. Damn Canadian.
I hate Freddie because he went to Team Canada and lost.
I find it funny
Anyways,
that Team Canada lost.
we
Screw
can
him.
talk about another form of baseball,
Which is?
college softball.
What you got about that?
The South Carolina Gamecocks are probably the worst team I've ever seen play in the state of South Carolina. They now have a season record or series record in runs against Clemson. I think it's 27-2 all time. Clemson had its 14th. What's it called? Damn, what's it called? I can't remember. Anyways, they won it in 5. They won it in 5 innings.
Mercy rule?
Yeah, whatever the official name is. That's their 14th win that way this year. They're 32 or 33-1. The only loss is the number 3 Tennessee by one run. It was a 1-0 game. For a team that just started in 2020, they are really, really impressive. And they are bright future ahead of them. And we got the GOAT. Greatest Clemson player of all time now.
Who?
Valerie Cagle. She is nasty in the circle, and she swings. She's like Shohei for Clemson.
We all know the reason why John actually likes her.
Because she's like Shohei.
Anyways,
Talented.
I say we move into our off the crossbar segment, which is our hockey segment.
Which I just got back from.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about what you went to.
Basically, coach and 2 players were at a local bar talking about the upcoming weekend and how big of importance is because of how close the South Division is. Who, by the way, number 1. Let's go. Finally. Took all year. We finally got number 1. And we played 3 teams behind us Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So
I got the ECHL.
need at least 1 point each game.
I have the ECHL standings up. So this is as zoomed in as I could get it. So I'll let you cover this.
What the Oh, I got a full screen this. Hold up. All right.
I mean, I can do this number or this
When
number.
hold up.
Whenever
When
you
the hell?
want.
Hold up. Right there. When the
Okay.
hell the Cyclones getting first? Huh. Interesting. I didn't know that. In the Central Division, we have the Cincinnati Cyclones, who are in first with 95 points. The Toledo Walleye are in second with 91, who blew a 3-0 lead to the Greenville Swamp Rabbits Sunday. You're welcome. And then the Indy Fuel are in third with 80 points, which they're in the playoffs. I think there's 8 games left. They might, if they fumble, they would lose. And then the Comets are in fourth with 71. In the Mountain Division, we have Idaho Steelheads with a whopping 105 points, and I don't think anyone's going to get close to them in points. The Mavericks are second with a measly 66. That is the worst division in hockey. Holy
Wait a minute.
shit.
That says 88. Or no, I was looking at the wrong thing. Okay.
Points, my boy. That's the Growlers.
Yeah, I thought you jumped to the north. I was confused.
And tied with KC is the Thunder with 66 points, but they have one more game, so not really tied. And then in fourth, we have the Americans with a measly 62, which our whole
John,
division is better than y'all.
we
Hey,
should-
how you doing?
We should teach you how to skate backwards and get you on the Tulsa Oilers.
They probably would need all our help. Holy hell. I don't know. The Admiral need help too. Just put me in net. I'll be happy.
We could test that out. I'll give you a tryout.
All right, bet. In the North Division, we have the Newfoundland Growlers in first.
Newfoundland.
With, whatever they are. It's my segment. With 88 points. In second, we have the Royals with 78 points, which they lose one game in the next 8 games, and they're out of contention for first, which they probably already are. The Mariners are in third with 75, and then the Railers are in fourth with 67. And then in the toughest division in the ECHL, we have the best team in ECHL, the Swamp Rabbits, in first with
That's
80
funny.
points. What?
I'm just saying. I mean, you got 80, and the Steelheads have 105.
Yeah, but look who they're playing. They're playing nobodies. Toughest division, we have 80 points. Let's go.
I don't know, man. Central looks pretty tough.
Outsider looking in, I will agree. Central looks a lot better than the South.
Our lowest, outside of the Ghost Pirates, this is their first year. They're allowed
Okay,
a break.
so the Cyclones have 242 goals for and 180 goals against, compared to 212 and 193.
Okay, that's fine. We'll kick their ass. Anyways, I'm looking at the points. I don't care about goals for, goals against. Look at the points.
Yeah, look at the points percentage.
Nah, that's fine. Anyways, second we have the South Carolina Stingrays with 79. The Jacksonville Icemen are in third with 78. And the Everblades are in fourth with 76. And for Steve, in fifth, the Atlanta Gladiators with 71.
So before we go into the
Trying
NHL
to
standings,
choke that away.
I understand JP has some hockey news, right?
I do not, other than the fact that both my teams are trash and I'm still not watching them.
What?
Hey, I
what-
watched your team last night. I
What
feel
was the
bad.
deal
I
that you
feel
were
bad
saying
for
earlier?
you.
You were coming out of retirement.
Oh, I never mind. That canceled real quick.
Well, never mind.
Damn.
JP's going to stay retired after all.
Oh, I am going to play Birmingham Men's League in the fall, though. So
Nice.
there is that. I got talked into it.
So, got a little playoff update. It's not the full standings, just playoff update for the NHL.
It's the wild card playoff update.
This is what Steve sent.
Okay, that's what I like. Well, this is easier to deal with. In the Eastern Conference, we have Boston with 119 points.
Oh, damn. Come on now.
Oh, God damn.
Technical difficulties. There we go. Proceed.
Holy shit, 117 differential. Yeah, I think they're going to win the President's Cup.
It doesn't mean much, though.
No, it don't. I mean, look at the Panthers last year. They won and then got swept by Tampa Bay. Good job. Tampa Bay is the only one not locked into the playoffs yet for being the third team for the division for the East. Hopefully the Rangers or the Islanders miss out, which I don't think they will. And then we have Pittsburgh down there as the second wild card team with 82 points. And it don't look like they're going to catch anybody above them, so they're trying to fight for one of the two wild card spots. And then the more competitive side of the NHL, we have Minnesota, who has taken over first place. What the hell? When the hell did that happen?
Okay, what?
When the hell did Minnesota take over first? Like last week, they was in third and like 4 or 5 points behind. Well, Minnesota's in first by a point over Colorado and Dallas. And Vegas keeps winning when we win, and then they lose when we lose. Haven't figured this out yet. And they're up by 2 over the Kings and 3 over the Oilers. And then we have Seattle and Winnipeg fighting for the 2 wild cards, which I think Seattle's going to lock that thing up. They play real good hockey.
Yeah, the Crackheads are playing really good this time of year.
They got a good goalie. I like their goalie. For being their second year, holy shit. They made the biggest improvement out of any team ever from first year to second year.
Yeah, because the Golden Knights regressed.
It's not hard when you're first
They go to
year,
the Cup final their first year, and then
and now they're trying to rebuild it.
So, real quick, try to wrap it up. What was the football stuff you had? This is the start of the turf burn segment for those.
Oh, well, the Atlanta Falcons have made another agreement with someone, which I love. Calais Campbell is coming to Atlanta on a 1-year deal.
Washed up.
Veteran leadership. He is not washed up. That is a veteran who knows his game, which means we drafted either Nolan Smith, Miles Murphy, or Brian Brzee first pick. And we also signed Scotty Miller to a 1-year contract.
Also washed up.
Yeah,
more
let's see.
football news.
Well, you can't be washed up if you're
Stallions.
never good to begin with.
Okay, first off, he's one of the fastest players in the league, and he's white.
Wow,
And
he had Tom Brady throwing to him.
Yeah, he's still fast. Having Brady throw to you doesn't make you fast or slow. He still has that speed.
Julian Edelman.
They weren't fast. They had hands.
Okay.
They knew how to cut.
Okay.
They didn't have straight line speed like he does.
But Scoot Miller.
Anyways, Cowboys signed anybody else?
Not that I know of.
Who do you like?
The Birmingham
Titans.
Stallions. I'm a
Oh.
USFL guy.
When's they start?
I think next week or so.
Yeah, they start
Oh.
soon.
Pittsburgh changed their uniforms finally. Thank God. Holy shit.
I'm
Whoever
excited to see my championship team come back and play
I just
again.
want to talk about that. Who the hell thought it would be a good idea to make a Pittsburgh team not in gold, black and gold?
Yeah.
I feel like
Anyways.
the Steelers wouldn't like that too much.
No, they changed them. Now they're black and gold this year. Like Pittsburgh Penguins, black and gold. Steelers, black and gold. Pirates, black and gold. Pittsburgh Maulers, orange and purple. Calm down, killers. Y'all ain't Clemson.
Well, fellas, in the interest of trying to wrap this up, calling it a night, I say we call it a night because I can't think of anything else to talk about.
Hey, when's A-Day?
I have
You ain't
no
fair?
clue.
You still don't know.
Should be
I'm not
next
gonna go.
month.
Is it the 8th or the 15th?
It
I
should
have
be.
no clue.
Because ours is the 15th.
I think
Either way, I won't be there.
I hope I can go.
you should come.
Probably
to
won't be the
AMA.
8th because that's Easter weekend.
It might be a week or week after that, 2 weeks after that.
I know it's not this weekend, and if it's the 15th, I got the Montgomery race, so I'm not going to go. So,
I'm going. I hope we have our spring yard sale again. That's just so fun.
anyways, I say we call it a night. I want to play some Forza. So, if you're still down, JP, then.
All right,
let's do that.
Steve.
I'm signing off right
I-85
now.
champ out. Gladiators suck. That was nice earlier. Kings are the best team in hockey. Y'all can suck it.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.